All right, let's jump into this past week's trade that I ended up taking on CAD CHF. This one was a loss as well. We're on like a 4 week, 4 trade losing streak, which is crazy. But just got to stick it out. Still going to be trading the same strategy, right? I know a lot of people might want to switch strategies and do this and do that, which if you want to do that, then it's up to you. But I personally recommend sticking with the strategy. It's only a red month. It's not, 4, 5, 6 months that you're red. These are the markets. Anything can happen. Nothing's guaranteed. So, I mean, if you want to have another strategy to trade while you see this one's not working or your first one's not working, then by all means, right? Nothing wrong with being versatile. But I would highly suggest not abandoning a strategy that you have seen has been able to make you money. So that's just my personal preference on it, my 2 cents. Of course, y'all do what y'all want with that. But looking at CAD CHF on the weekly, you could clearly tell that we were bearish. This was the lower high, and this was the lower low. So we were in this range, and I do understand that this is a range or a consolidation, as some people may want to call it, but there is still structure within within consolidation that you can take trades on. So the weekly was bearish, no area of interest on the weekly, but if we jump down to the daily, we can see that not only was the daily bearish because of this range, this was the lower low, or excuse me, lower high. This was the lower low. Price is in this range. We're still bearish, meaning that we are looking for sells. But this is also where I found this area of interest. Now, as you see, we have 1 touch, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? 6 touches within this area of interest makes it valid. You could have increased it if you wanted to, right? To add more touches. Would have had some more touches all in between here. Would have added this one. But I personally like this one just because it would have been retesting this previous area of structure, and it just matched up perfectly in my opinion. So I didn't want it too big, although even if you would have put it up here, it wouldn't have been too big. But like I said, personal preference, I just liked it right here. So price ended up coming up into the zone on Wednesday, right? So Monday, Tuesday, we weren't doing anything. Me and the VIP members were just chilling, just watching the market. And then Wednesday, price ended up closing into the zone. So now once price closed into the zone, that's when I know I'm now able to look for entries. So price closed into the zone. Once I saw that this candle started opening, put my vertical line, and then I just let price play out until it gave me an entry, right? So we see here on the 15-minute, price was bearish, then went bullish. And at this point, once it had this higher high and this higher low, it ended up breaking it around 8 o'clock a.m. So 8 o'clock a.m., price ends up breaking this structure, right? Causing price to go bearish. So now that I see this, price has now gone bearish. This is how we look. The moment we go bearish, then we just move our lines. All I'm looking for is a pullback and engulfing candle. That's the entry. That's the strategy. That's what I'm going to take. So we see that price gave us that pullback and ended up giving us the engulfing candle right here. Right? Doji, engulfing candle. Put my stops above the high. This was 16, so I just added 5, which was 21.4. Actually, I think this one was 22.9, if I'm not mistaken. So around there. And for some reason, I've been noticing this like with the trades that I enter. Sometimes, well, not sometimes, but recently when I enter, price will end up shooting straight up. And although it's annoying as hell, we can't do anything about that, right? We got our entry point. So now we just take the trade, put our stops in an area high enough to where, we hope we don't get hit. And this is a good example. I was telling the members of why not to close your trades early, right? So even though price ended up shooting straight up after we entered, right? And I was telling them once it got to this point, I was like, okay, yeah, this one's going to be a loss. It is what it is, right? We'll just take it on the chin, pause, and just look for the next trade. But price ended up coming up here, and eventually ended up dumping. Now, this was just regular price. And then this happened, this huge wick to the downside, came all the way down here. And this was at what? 1530. What's that? Y'all do the math on that. I'm not good with military time, but 1530 is when it ended up dropping. I believe Trump had mentioned something about tariffs on Canada. So price ended up dumping. I saw it, the members saw it, and we was hyped, right? I mean, as you should be. Price almost stops you out and then ends up dumping to it wasn't even a 1 to 2.5. It was a 1 to 2.4 at the time, right? So that's valid. You think you're in the game. When I saw it, I was debating if I should close or if I shouldn't have. In hindsight, of course, I should have closed, but I've seen multiple times that, when price has a big move, price can continue down, throughout the next day or throughout the night after market rollover. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just hold it. Now, of course, should have took it, right? Some people in the VIP members took it, which congrats to them, right? They caught a nice little bag. But I ended up holding it, and unfortunately, it just didn't work in my favor. Now, the reason for me holding it was because I know Trump had said something about tariffs, which caused the market to drop. So my mindset was, okay, I'm still going to stay in it. Hopefully, price can continue to drop after it already had this big wick. Didn't happen. So going into Friday, I was still holding it, right? Still holding it. Price came back up. I believe this is during London, some of London, and then the price ended up shooting back down. Even at this point, I was like, you know what? I know Trump said something about tariffs on Canada. It ended up dropping. I know that he mentioned Saturday he was going to sign the law or bill, whatever it is, to actually put the tariffs on Canada in place. So if we could just stay in the trade over the weekend, then I believe Sunday, if he signs it, it'll drop, right? And not even, it'll give us a bigger drop than this. So that was my game plan, and it was doing pretty good, right? Friday ended up still shooting down until this huge candle right here at 12 o'clock. This huge candle ended up, as you can see, shooting up and wicking us out of the trade, which is very unfortunate. And after price came up and wicked us out, you see what happened. Price ended up shooting right back down. Like, I don't know what's going on with January, the markets, right? I don't know what's going on, but this shit's ridiculous. I know a lot of people in the Discord, the free Discord, have been on losing streaks as I have myself, as y'all seen with the videos, right? I know y'all are tired of seeing losing videos. Trust me, I'm tired of making them, but I just gotta be transparent, let y'all know exactly what happened throughout the week. So I apologize for that, right? Nothing we could do. But price ended up shooting back down, and I was watching this on the 4-hour. Saw this big wick. Price ended up shooting back down and ended up closing here. Now, do I think price will continue down? Absolutely. Today's Saturday, and I believe Trump actually signed for the tariffs to be in place. So Sunday, Monday, I'm expecting price to dump. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm expecting price to dump unless Canada does something that prevents that. But that was my whole game plan, right? Try to stay in over the weekend so that way we could catch this move to the downside. Fortunately, we got stopped out, and now we are on a 4-week losing streak. All right, so we're here now on FundingPips, and the account is at $96,886. We are currently down 3.11%, which isn't bad. I actually thought it was more, but seeing that I'm happy about that. And actually, when price had pushed down here, I saw that I was back up like 103,000. So that just goes to show all it takes is one trade for you to be able to get back in profit, get back up on the prop challenge, or for you to just, get back up on your live account. As far as max loss limit, I have 6,886 left. This isn't updated, but it is updated on the calendar. So as you see here, January 31st, $2,220 that I lost. And on Trade Locker, you can see all the trades, CAD CHF, sell, negative $2,220, right? And the account balance is right here. So this upcoming week is not only a new week, but a new month. So go ahead and get rid of January. It is what it is. If you had a losing month like I did, charge it to the game. That doesn't mean it's going to happen every month. So stick to your trading plan, stick to your strategy, and just execute. Because if you know you have a strategy that works in the long term, then just stick with it, man. But that's going to be the video. I really appreciate all the love and support that you guys have given me. Be sure to like this video up, leave a comment. Let me know if you guys had a good month, a bad month. Let me know your thoughts and feelings on going into February, what you think it's going to be. But with that being said, I'll catch you on the next video.